Greetings, Earthlings. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing so well today. I'm Zac. I'm a clairvoyant psychic, and I share my gift to bring out the best in yours. In this video, we're taking a look at the next 30 days as far as what I can see energetically. I'm going to take a look at an overarching view and then use that information to see what direction we want to go into next. I could take a look at spirituality, relationships, love, career, etc. We'll just have to see. Each pile is a little bit different. Now, before you choose a pile, do make sure you make an effort to ground your energy, because when you ground your energy, it gives us the best chance to link up in time and space so that I can pull forward the most useful information. So maybe take a couple deep breaths, light a couple candles, turn the lights down low. That might look a little different to everyone, but once your energy is grounded, choose between the piles intuitively, and I will meet you at your reading. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. We are going to be looking at the next 30 days, but before we do, I really want to take a look at who you guys are. I was sitting down wondering how I wanted to start this reading, and then this little tiny message right here kept looking at me. It was like, guess who? And I'm like, you know what, let's start here. So what we're going to do is just pick 3 messages. First one. Stop and smell the roses. Okay. You guys are very hardworking. Money. Yeah. Building your bread, building your empire. Let's get one last one. Somewhere in you. Start. Yeah. Okay. So perhaps some of you guys are very interested in starting your own business. Some of you are entrepreneurs. You guys are very interested in getting started. And, it kind of makes sense to me because you guys chose pile number 1, collective number 1. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were actually life path 1s. I'm a life path 1. So you guys are really here to do... maybe perhaps just in the next 30 days. Definitely here to build some bread. Build an empire, build. I just keep hearing the word build. So you guys are definitely my builders. You're here out in the world doing the jobs that need to be done in order for the world and the universe on Earth to operate. You guys, keep things going, right? I'm hearing kind of more jobs along the lines of someone who does hair, someone who works in a vet office, kind of these kind of jobs. And then, some of you definitely are entrepreneurs or are very interested in becoming entrepreneurs. Stop and smell the roses tells me that you guys have an appreciation for beauty, but because of the energy that I'm picking up on, it's like I kind of want you guys to spend a little bit more time being able to stop and smell the roses, being in the present moment. You guys have a lot of drive. I can pick that up from, these bold, most of the words are bold, and then money is in the red color, which talks to me about passion, drive, libido. You guys are very driven, and I think that money is something that really drives you, and I just need to say that's not a negative thing. Money kind of has a bad rap. It doesn't need to, though. Many people with Many bad people have a lot of money. Many good people have a lot of money. So try not to give money too much value, and definitely nothing of a negative connotation. And if you guys, another message coming through, are entrepreneurs looking to start a business, something along these lines, make sure that you're valuing money. That's such an important message. I got this from Elizabeth April. She talks a lot about consciousness. She channels the Galactic Federation. And she had such an interesting prompt the other day. I was watching one of her videos. It feels like it's a message for you guys. She was talking about listing all the things you value. And I was like, okay, creativity, I value freedom, self-autonomy, these kind of things. And she was asking a live chat, and she got all of us. Not a single one of us said money. And so that's just really important. And I feel like that's a really crucial message I want to pass on to you, because it was really eye-opening. And I feel like that's just add money to the list of things that you value, and you're going to start attracting people who have money, who are wanting to pay for your services, who are interested in whatever kind of entrepreneur spirit that I seem to be picking up on. So this is just kind of a general message to get me started for you guys, and I want to take a look at the overview for October. Okay, pile one. So this is the overall energy for the next 30 days. You guys have the card Childhood Innocence. Love to see that. Opposition and Balance. Let's just read these real quick. Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, calls out. And then Your Lips, My Lips, Apocalypse. Love that. Okay, so very curious. Right off the bat, I'm seeing this kind of as a scale in the middle here. We have passion on one side, a lot of passion ignited, and on the other side, innocence. It's kind of like I'm looking at this side as lust, which would be very opposite to, childhood innocence, right? This almost feels like virginal, if you will, with me, okay? So this kind of balancing act going on here. This is the general energy for the next 30 days, okay? And I'm seeing a great blue heron. And great blue herons always talk to me about a period of reflection. And I think that's where you guys have been most recently, definitely. Waiting for something to manifest, something to show its face, something to come to the surface. I'm seeing a crow. Crows to me are often messengers about a truth about to be revealed. There's no negative connotation around this, you guys. I'm seeing it as being, very balanced, very neutral in nature, a lot of gray surrounding this energy, this overall energy. Gray not in to be confusion, gray having everything to do with justness, right? I'm seeing the King of Swords, a very just, very balanced individual. So there seems to be this emphasis between balancing kind of this like purity energy, kind of keeping your vessel very clean, and then balancing it with passion, right? My focus is being drawn to a hibiscus flower that's outside. It's got this glorious pink going on right now, but it is also a wilted blossom, right? Very interesting. Something past its prime. It's still very beautiful. A lot of color going on, though. So to me, it feels like this energy is kind of talking about self-love. A little bit of romance too. We'll definitely take a look at romance and career, those two. But this is the overall energy, right? I think that there's something that's going to be brought to the surface. And that's why I was seeing the gorgeous great blue heron, because we also see makes conscious right here. And I'm looking at this as a big mirror. And to me, that talks about something to reflect your subconscious, which tarot is a beautiful tool for that to happen. And what I'm sensing is that there's something that you guys are going to learn about yourself, or are learning about yourself. Something is being regained, right? Something that was never lost, but maybe set down, forgotten about, just not watered. Or maybe there's this energy where you just didn't feel like it was the right time or the right move to make, something along these lines. It's going to start again, right? There's something that's being regained. It feels like you guys are a lot more whole right now. And, I could simply be feeling into the next 30 days as well. You're going to start developing this feeling of wholeness. And you're stepping into this this wholeness because things are in balance, right? You have really good balance right now between the energy is what I'm seeing as innocence and something not innocent at all. Something very passionate, kind of leaning towards lust. And I'm not saying that that's sex, that's what I'm seeing. It's just I'm trying to describe to you energy that I'm picking up on, white and black, and the nuance in between. And when someone can operate from that place of nuance, that's when you're going to start to be a new person. You're going to start to feel like the work that you put in, the relationships that you put in, the self-talk that you have, the self-concept, self-worth, all of those things start to they're buoyed by each other, right? So you must have a really good balance going on in your life at present, or this is the overall energy for the next 30 days. We want to make sure we're balancing the things that you feel like you have to do with a certain measure of things that are going to just bring a lot more aliveness to you, right? We want to make sure that you're able to continue to flower or just simply able to perceive beauty at this time in your life, right? There's a big emphasis about stop and smell the roses. I felt drawn to put these original messages right back on the screen because of this childhood innocence card. It to me talks about regaining a sense of yourself that was lost or had been bruised or had been chipped off by society, and it's like that's coming back. It's like I'm seeing a starfish and they can regrow their limbs, and that's what I'm feeling like. You cut something off or out of your life. It could be a person. It's generally, guys, way too difficult to pin that down. But it wouldn't be if you guys booked a private reading. I don't know why I'm saying this. Actually, I was just talking to, I don't know why, this is important. I have a very good psychic friend, and she is much older than me, has incredible wise advice. I've been doing readings online for a company lately. And people have been asking me these questions that are like literally not possible for a psychic to answer. And maybe some of you guys are interested in being a psychic too. But I have to bring through this message right now. I don't know why about. There's this message about you can't get a lot of specifics out of a general reading. And I'm going to probably beat that horse till the day it's, buried. Interesting metaphor there. Anyways, moving on. So this overarching energy, regaining something, right? Because these clouds are parting, there's lightning there in the distance, and the sunlight is hitting these two children, right? They have very fair blonde hair, and that just to me talks about some level of purity. It has nothing to do with their race or gender either. I'm just looking at their energy, you guys. So there's something about regaining innocence, right? And this might have to do with you guys have been in a period where you've really been busy, really working to change something in your life. You guys have been very diligent, strict with your routine, and we want to make sure that you continue to do that because that drive is necessary, but drive without passion or, other things that we bring in to sort of, create balance and harmony. It's not a good thing. Too much drive is not a good thing because it pushes you past life. And you're supposed to be able to experience, or perceive miracles like daily or blessings daily. But if you're not in the right vibration, you're going to start to feel like life is dull and that there's no magic in life. That just means you're moving too quickly. Sometimes you have to get really slow and pull away all sorts of extraneous details and commitments in order to bring them in one by one again so that you can start to perceive beauty again, harmony, but also like blessings, like genuine blessings, like, the most incredible light flooding into your living room in the afternoon, or the light over the mountains in the distance, or, the pretty but wilting hibiscus flower outside. It feels like there's a little bit of too much fastness energy that you guys have been in, hustling a little bit this, summer perhaps. Now we're entering this period where it feels like, I just saw a glass of water and we put a couple drops of blue dye in it, and you're swirling that around, and instead of, just having this, clear glass water where it feels like, yeah, that's that message. It looks like there's nothing there. Now the drops of dye shows you that there is something there, and it's blue now. That's really beautiful. And now there is a butterfly that's flying by the window right in front of me. So I think that your guides are very present right now. This message is really important. The drops of dye. So that's talking about, if I were to be extreme, luxury, right? Adding something, gorgeous dark blue dye is just what I keep seeing. And that's, it's coloring the water. And the water to me is talking about just your everyday life, right? You need water to drink. You can't live without that. And it can also be perceived as mundane. But when you color that water, now it's really interesting. You can watch the spirals, you can watch shapes in the water. Maybe some of you guys actually want to do some scrying. Some of you are scryers. And some of you could just experiment with dropping dye in the water in order to get images. You can do that with wax as well. You can light a candle, drip wax, and see what forms in the water. Okay, but that message, that original one, it's the dye, for lack of a better word or term or concept, that's the passion we need to sprinkle in order to make sure that busyness that we're doing, building that empire, something to do with entrepreneurs, something to do with just, the daily grind. We want to make sure that we're able to either perceive all the blessings that happen day in and day out, or bring, a little bit more space in to experience something different. Okay, so yeah, that's very vague in general, but that's perfect. This is the general energy that I see for the next 30 days. This is for pile 1. Now, let's look at career first. Okay, pile 1. So, yeah, a lot of cards. A lot of cards for pile 1. This has to do with your career. And under the deck, we have the Angel of Temperance. That first card that came out for you guys was balance, and I'd love to see that being mirrored for you guys. Good level of synchronicity there. Do you know what's really creepy, though? So, literally, we have childhood innocence, and we have kind of what I was feeling, lusty right here. Your lips, my lips, apocalypse. So lots of cool synchronicities for pile 1. Love to see Spirit stepping through, being here, being present for and with me, for you guys with me. Sorry, already dropping into the psychic state. So this is career. What do I see? Some energy about a decision or indecision, needing to make a decision, something about just not having like a really good understanding about something, needing to give it a little bit of space, or we've given it too much space, it's become way too confusing, we just need to make a move. That's the Two of Swords. 6 of Cups, something to do with a coworker or someone from your past, or building something in your career that involves making friends come into the picture somehow. Something to do with like what you did when you were younger is really important, right? Stop and smell the roses is what I just saw as well. Okay, I'm looking at stop, smell the roses, right? Something to do with that. And then interesting, there's at the center of your reading right here, we have a 3. We have the 3 of Cups, talks about creation, creativity with friends, right? So I'm getting this concept of like, how can you bring a friendship into this? How can you bring in, and there's this concept of collaboration with the pentacles over here, but the indication of too much work or workaholics, right? Getting ahead of myself. So this idea of bringing in friendships is really important for your career, but also bringing in joy, right? This is everything we've been talking about so far. There's something about needing to bring something into the experience of work right now. For some of you, I'm hearing that this has to do with your environment, and we just need to make sure that you create a space that's very beautiful or that brings your energy up, right? I'm seeing like someone stuck in an office and everything around them is white. How boring. So can you bring pictures to work? Have you ever thought about that? Maybe you don't really like your job, but you have to have it for now. What if you brought in pictures to work to make your cubicle or your office space where you have to be in work? We want to make sure that that's beautiful right now because it's going to help uplift your mood and get you through those days. That's really important. So there's also this emphasis on harmony and jubilee and just bringing the energy up. Something along these lines is really important for pile 2, okay? Pile 2. Nope, pile one. The devil, too much of something. I feel like you guys either celebrate too much, this talks to me about alcoholism, not to throw something desperately dramatic out like that, but that's what that says next to each other to me. Indulging a little bit too much over the weekend. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. I just see, lots of energy about something outside of work influencing the office. Right? So these are like parties taking away your energy, which would mean that you need to be able to have more focus at work. So if you guys are going to be out partying, out experimenting, living life, yeah, I'm seeing Lana Del Rey driving down the Golden Coast, right? We definitely want that energy, but there's a balance that's to be had, and we don't want to upset the apple cart. So if you guys are not really used to going out and partying, not used to going out to so many parties, I just see parties for some reason, and that sounds kind of like annoying in college. Try to use the word party to mean something different to you. Like a party could simply be you going out to a friend's house and chilling, sitting on the couch, smoking a blunt, something along these lines. That's not something you normally do a lot of, and so that would create kind of a disharmony in you when you try to go out about this entrepreneurial aspect of your life, this thing that you seem to be building, okay? Or just, your regular 9-to-5 job. We want to make sure that there's a balance there, but that you're not being too serious, right? There was an energy of being too serious in the beginning of your reading, okay? So just be aware of these things. Something to do with outside of work is influencing the office, right? Something to do with nostalgia. Maybe your guys' mind is like on the past right now when work was funner than it is now, is coming through, something along these lines. The devil, the one of the few cards that seems to be inside, right, besides this Three of Pentacles, which to me talks about recognition. In this lens, I'm getting collaboration, right? So who do you identify in this card right here, pile one? Are you the skilled person? Are you the person hiring the job, overseeing it? Or are you the one with the architectural plans, the vision for it? There's something to do with collaboration that was going to be very useful for you over the next 30 days. So try to come up with ideas. Okay, and that's it too. Just an idea itself. I think that you could get a fresh idea from someone outside of the office. This has to do with whatever project you're working on, whatever you're consumed with over the next 30 days through the lens of career. In the career sector, there is a concept here that's being illustrated about friendships and getting an idea. Getting kind of like a second look, asking a friend for their opinion, especially if this person has nothing to do with work, is what I'm picking up on. If this person knows nothing about your job, asking them, because their answer is going to be the most unbiased. And yeah, because I saw that King of Swords in the very beginning of your reading, and I just was like, there's definitely this gray energy that talks about neutrality, right? Not a gray as in confused, and my black cat just jumped up to the window, so you guys have a blessing over the next 30 days of a black cat. And I actually, I kind of just want to look at that right now. I feel like that's all I'm curious about for your career. Let's kind of look at a blessing. Let's get 3 available. I'm just hearing like pile one right now is saying, I am very available over the next 30 days. Let's get one more. Actually, 2 more. You put in the hours. Curious, kind of, interesting energy there. One more. This is a blessing, please. Passion. This is so weird, you guys. It's so weird, and it makes me really want to draw all your cards on camera, but, I like to take my time. But it's very funny to see so much synchronicity here. You know how I got that concept of this card right here being about passion, and needing to put in the hours. There's definitely something about work that's very significant, okay? So what I feel like is an in-office relationship. That's what I'm seeing, you guys. An in-office relationship. Or for some reason, it's like you're bringing a friend to work, and there could be some passion that you guys are doing behind closed doors, right? I'm seeing a time I brought a boyfriend to work, and, and I'm also seeing in Grey's Anatomy, how they're always in the on-call rooms doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing at work. That's what I see for you guys. There's something about work, and we're doing something we shouldn't be doing at work. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's literally to make the mundane less mundane. Because you're like, I'm tired of it being so boring. So you're like doing something. Just be careful if you guys are happy hour people going into the office. You got to be careful. There's a message there about that. This blessing, though, there's something to do with like a fling in the workplace. So if you guys have been curious about a crush, especially in the workplace, this is general. I can't pick up on everyone's energy. If there is a crush that you guys have on your mind in the workplace, something to do with lust, not necessarily love, that's a blessing coming through. I'm hearing that they like you back. Yes. Hearing that they like you back, available, put in the hours. Some of you are curious about overtime. It's definitely there. I would just be cautious. I get a workaholic vibe right here, okay? Interesting. I was only going to draw 5 cards, but the King of Pentacles was like, the card was like, kept touching my hand. I was like, okay. And I pulled it out as the King of Pentacles. You guys are very talented. You guys have a very good ability, something to do with work, something to do with the ability to make money. However, this is also a confirmation for those who really want to start something. If you put in the hours, you make yourself available, it's going to happen, especially fold in an element of passion, right? Some sprinkle of passion, right? That blue dye that I kept seeing, that needs to happen for pile 1. So this is career, that's what I'm seeing. Let's take a look at romance. Okay, you guys, so I made that stink about wishing that I would pull all these cards on camera. So let's pull this romance lens on camera. Let's just do it. Okay, Spirit, so for pile 1, please. This is either, who's thinking about them. This is the next connection. You guys, I'm going to do in the future. Let me know if you want to see it, especially. I'm probably going to do it anyways. I'm going to do the next possible boyfriend, girlfriend. That's a reading coming in the future. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. This is for those in-office people, right? There's definitely this concept about romance. Okay, romance, not love, but romance. This talks to me about flings, dating, all of those kind of things. I'm hearing another card. Chemistry, yes. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Okay, so we are picking up on someone. Let's get a little bit more about them. I haven't, gotten this grand deck out in a minute. Okay, so this is for pile 1, please. Okay, I'm actually hearing you. Redneck. Okay, so this person is either from the country, works for a living, something to do with agriculture, something to do with farming, but the other message that I'm getting is that this person is just not who you regularly date, right? But there's definitely chemistry here. You guys find each other mutually attractive. That's a strong message. Redneck to me, falling under passion, okay? I'm seeing a red cloak here, red text again. A lot of passion going on here. So over the next 30 days, you definitely can expect for this connection. I feel like you guys actually know this. I feel like you guys actually know who this person is already. You've already met them. Maybe you've hooked up once, is what I'm hearing, okay? I'm seeing a spider web outside, and so I feel like that talks about fate, and I think that you guys are supposed to meet. I don't know if this stands the test of time, but there's something about you guys have already crossed paths, okay? So just keep that in mind. Forgive me. Wow. Okay, so I'm hearing, for some of you, this person, there's 2 messages here. One of them is that this person has been so busy with work, they kind of ghosted you. And that's a confirmation for someone here. Or they will in the next 30 days. There's just something to do with work is coming through, right? And I'm hearing forgive me, but I didn't get kind of like, oh no, it was like a romance that was wrong or someone cheated. It was more like, I'm not available right now, right? Curious, because we have available up there. But put in the hours, right? So it feels like you got to be flexible with this person, right? I'm sensing that with Redneck too. This person is like not your usual person, or when you meet them, it's not your usual meeting time, or you got to be a little bit flexible with the hours, right? I'm also hearing with your schedule. So I feel like you're not going to run into them so much if you've been sticking to your routine. If you don't give yourself enough blue drops of dye, right? We got to make sure that there are actual opportunities for you guys to cross paths and not be too strict, not too much time at work. Seeing you would make it worse. I'm not going to hold on to that. Sometimes it's just not right. A+ and nerd. Okay. What attracts this person to you is your mind, right? They can tell that you're smart. It's intimidating. And it's not like you're a chemist or something like that. It's like they can tell that you know who you are. You know who the F you are, and you're not willing to... Yeah, I'm going to drop that thought. You know who the F you are, and that's interesting. I feel like this person's been crossing paths with people in like a mundane sense, and it's just kind of like a sexual transaction is what I'm seeing. Okay? But with you, there's something that's very different about you. There's something, different keeps coming through. There's a connection here. There's definitely, oh my God, chemistry. Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, there's a strong magnetic attraction. You guys are definitely supposed to cross paths. Yeah, I'm hearing it you guys already have. Safe to love. I like this confirmation, you guys. This person's been wounded before, okay? This person definitely has some reservations in relationships. Something to do with reservations in relationships. Something to do with having been burned before. Okay? I kind of want to crack the deck. Spirit, this person, if they were to come in contact with pile 1, can I maybe just give me something? Ace of Wands, new adventure. Yeah, I love that energy, you guys. Ace of Wands. Okay, so what I'm picking up on is a blessed beginning. There's definitely a relationship, I'm going to swoop out for a second here. Definitely a relationship you guys can look forward to in the next 30 days. Something to do with romance. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be something that stands the test of time, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be passion, and that's what you guys need the most right now. So I really feel like these are all the messages I'm getting. This reading's getting a little bit longer. Check out another pile if you guys feel drawn to that. Thank you so much for being here. Please give me a big thumbs up if you've made it this far into the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, stay divine. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. Looking forward to seeing what is expected for you in the next 30 days. However, what I really want to do first is I want to know who I'm talking to, okay? So I just want to figure out a little bit. Spirit, can I just know a little bit about Pile 2, please? Drama. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so you guys like to have fun. I'm going to get 3 of these. Renegade. Oh my God. Wow, that's pretty synchronistic. One more. And fun. You guys are so curious. Interesting. Very interested to see where your reading's going to go. With drama, renegade, and fun, you guys are mischievous. You get a little bit of pleasure from seeing people squirm, seeing people a little bit in hot water. It's not a bad thing at all. It's not at all what I'm getting. You actually, I feel like, are sometimes misunderstood. And I feel like your humor is very dry. And I feel like you like to just do things the way you do or say them the way you do because they're hilarious in your mind. And sometimes other people don't get that. I also feel like you guys, have a little bit of an unorthodox approach to life or living, or what you qualify as a rich life, or what it means to be wealthy. I think that you guys have a little bit of a quirky sense of fashion as well. Very interested. Something about renegade is also calling to me. So it's like you guys... You want to go about whatever you're building, whatever you're doing, whatever you look like, life. You don't want it to be so serious. And that is actually, in our world, that would be interpreted by the vast majority of people as immature. Yet, this universe, the more I study it, the more irony I find. And that is exactly what I'm picking up on here. Your lighthearted approach to life is actually evolved. okay? And so I don't want you guys to wear off your edges that seem sharp or pricky or pokey to other people. You gotta hold on to that. Those are what make you cool. There's something just like, I don't know, it's like sometimes your passion is interpreted by people as foolishness, and it's just because their approach to life is just different than yours, okay? So cool. Love to see this. A little bit different than pile 1. So what I want to do is take a look at kind of the overarching energy for the next 30 days for pile 2. Pile 2, I just heard there's a cat in spirit that always walks around my house. I've tried to get it to cross over, not successful. I know it's positive in nature. So I also feel like for you, there's definitely this kind of protective energy around you right now. And stillness. All right, you guys, so this is your overall energy for the next 30 days. And I think you guys are so cool. This Not So Little J talks about Jenny Humphrey from Gossip Girl. And she was not well liked, but you know what? She knows how to get exactly what she wants. And do you know what else about her? She is exceptionally talented. She is an incredible designer and seamstress. And, you know, just iconic. I absolutely love her. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. What I'm picking up on first is this right here. For some reason, I'm reading these willows and these peaches together. I'm looking at this as Spanish moss, and I'm thinking about Georgia. And Georgia, I spent some time in Savannah for grad school. It has this interesting feeling, this interesting energy that I'm trying to put into words. It's like there's a rich history. And, you know, I just heard that spiritual cat walk behind me that's always walking around my house, and it's like that. There's something, I don't know, you guys. I'm getting a little bit of a creepy vibe, not in a negative sense, just like a sense about the veil being very thin right now. And I know we're approaching Halloween, but this video is timeless. All of these readings are. And so perhaps, you know, I think that there's someone in spirit who wants to reach out to you or has been showing you signs and synchronicities. If you have been feeling like you have been walking in the dark a little bit, very unsure of yourself, but you're still making moves, your spirit guides are incredibly proud about that. I feel like you guys have been walking forward a little bit, not necessarily knowing where you're going, what to do. And that energy it's being supported. And I know that sounds kind of funny, supporting confusion, but if you guys are deciding to be confused and you're just saying, you know what? I haven't been able to figure this out. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm going after. I don't know what this language with my spirit guides is all about. If you've just been in this area of just like not necessarily knowing, just a lot of like, what? Like, I'm just going to keep going, but I wish I was more sure. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. I see that there's an emphasis on getting very grounded. This Taurus, to me, I'm picking up on very grounded nature here, okay? Something to do with stillness as well. I think you guys could really benefit from getting by a large body of water. I think that would be very healing to you. And I was reading these willows as Spanish moss. And that talks to me about something very macabre, something I'm seeing just like Spanish moss blowing in the breeze, something about getting very quiet and just enjoying stillness. I'm seeing you, you know, enjoying October as something to do with nature, you guys. I'm trying to describe something a little bit difficult. It's interesting. Let me just see if I can get something else about this. Let me just crack this deck. What is this like stillness that I'm picking up on? This kind of like ghosty ghouliness. Like, what is that about? Four of Wands, happy occasions, Eight of Pentacles, opportunities. Okay, so that seems to be like moving forward towards the career sector, and we'll take a look at that next. But what I feel like is this is not a negative entity. I'm picking up on an energy that feels very pleasant. It feels like an ancestor. Your ancestors are very close to you at this time. If you celebrate the Day of the Dead or celebrate, you know, death as much as life, that this could be your pile, is what I'm picking up on. And do you know what I want to do? I kind of want to play with this energy a little bit, okay? Because you guys, you're making me feel like I don't need to do things by the books. And I love that energy. So what I'm going to do is just ask a message from, what feels like my little spiritual cat who's walking around here. They want to say something. And I've never done something like this before. I don't know what's going to come out. I've never tried to communicate with the spirit on camera, but let's do that. So let me, you work. We'll get 3 again. Beauty. Get a lot of beauty from here. 1 more. What do we have for pile 2? What do we have for pile 2? Start. I don't like that one. Sorry, you guys. It came out in the last pile and I wasn't feeling it. I'm trying not to force myself with cards. Oh, I like you. What are you? Summer. Okay. So what I'm hearing is that we definitely want to talk about career, but the fruit of your labor, if you guys have been working on projects this summer, especially building a talent of yours, some of you could literally be fashion designers, want to work in beauty, or the healthcare or wellness. These are careers that would be very suited to you. But I'm also hearing that you guys have been putting in the work on your appearance, right? There's something about a glow up, all right? This cat, this little spiritual cat who always hangs around my place, they want to tell you work, beauty, and summer. I'm hearing that's a message that you guys could divine by yourself, but what I'm hearing, it's especially to do with glamour. It has to do with like your hair, your appearance. I think that you guys have been building a routine that has to do with taking care of yourself, that has to do with really building how you feel about yourself. And so this stillness with Taurus, it's like building on a very strong foundation. I'm hearing that you guys are acclimating over the next 30 days to some newness, something a little intangible. It's going to be a little bit different for all of us. Some of us, this has just to do with work. Others of us, this has to do with our body image. Others of us, this has to do with our energy, like our vibration. Like some of you are becoming more comfortable with 4D or 5D and holding what that vibration feels like. Something is coming into bloom. Gosh, I'm going to keep trying, you guys. There's something so ineffable. I can't put it into words. There's something so curious about this energy. I'm seeing a lot of the color orange, a lot of peaches, a lot of just sensualness. Actually, there's the word sensuous right here. So that does make a little bit of sense. I'm hearing that you guys have very alluring eyes as well. Something to do with beauty. You've changed something this summer or made a decision this summer, put significant work behind it. This could literally be just an effort to perceive more beauty around you. And that, as a result, is going to attract more beauty. I'm getting Empress vibes. There's definitely abundance on the horizon to be found in the next 30 days. Taurus, to me, talks about material luxuries and goods. Very interesting. I'm not quite ready to leave this energy yet. So can I get a little bit more? This is just, general, you guys. It's supposed to be super vague. This is just kind of overarching energy for the month of October or the next 30 days, however you want to look at this. Can I get something else, please? Influence. Love to see this. Seth the snake, the emphasis, the double hit on a rose here. Sensuality. Revenge. Oh, I love to see this. There's this couple right here embracing. Okay. This figure is very attractive, holding someone's head. Yikes. Making me think of a vampire, okay? It's making me think of a vampire. It's making me think of the Vampire Diaries, where they often, will light the head so that it, will just not be able to come again. What I'm hearing is that you guys have defeated your inner saboteur. That is an amazing message. I'm hearing, Seth the snake over here can oftentimes mislead us. And I'm hearing that, this silver-tongued parcel mouth over here, It's the way that you talk to yourself. You guys have been doing a lot of work. You've been doing a lot of work to appreciate who you are, to recognize your authentic beauty, to recognize that beauty is not superficial, that your beauty is much deeper than that. I think that you guys have been definitely working on the physical aspect of beauty. There's something so interesting about you guys. I would not be surprised if you had heavy Scorpio placements or had Scorpio 10th house placements, something to do with your career. Could heavily be influenced by Scorpion nature. Scorpio. Something like that. What else am I getting? Something about not rushing with you guys as well. We want things to unfold naturally over the next 30 days. I definitely see a message about love, okay? So we're going to do this, okay, you guys? We're going to do a career reading, and then we're going to do a love reading for you guys. So let's look at career. Okay, you guys, so this is your career, and I love to see the death card here. You know, I was getting this idea of spiritual, some sort of spiritual entity, and I see the sun there, and I see the sun here right next to the death card. So this is a positive entity. I feel like you guys have like an animal spirit guide who works overtime. For some of you, it's the horse. That's a very powerful spirit guide. They represent power itself, because horses built civilization. We would not be where we are today without the horse. Some of you really like horses. That's really cool. Me too. So what am I seeing as far as career goes? I like to see the Eight of Pentacles in a career rating. To me, it says, keep doing what you're doing. Build, build, build. Right now, it's just about repetition, because through repetition, the genius is revealed. Right? Now, let me not skip ahead of myself, though. There's something to let go, right? Because the death talks to me about rebirth, and I love to see this. We have rebirth and birth right here going on. And what I like to see is another emphasis on what I was picking up on is that something, interesting, mystical, occult, something in the realm of spirit is coming through. So I wonder if you guys help people cross over, right? Because, I just heard my little cat run around behind me again. I wonder if you guys are mediums, if there's a medium in this reading, because you would be very connected. And I'm picking up on, it feels like someone who's very spiritual in nature, someone who's very connected. I wonder if you guys communicate with spirit. This would be an invitation if you feel very called to this. If you're almost sitting on the edge of your seat, if you're like, yeah, I've been wishing to sort of be a medium, you might experiment with this, especially this month. Now, I have to tell you guys to protect your energy, okay? Make sure your vibration is, keep your vibration high, and, make it abundantly clear that you wish to only communicate with positive entities, okay? That's super important. You don't want to take on an entity. You don't want to walk into happen, and yes, that absolutely can happen. So definitely up-level your energy. This, talks to me about energy vampires, talks a little bit about the dream zone. It could benefit definitely from having reeled, selenite by the bed. You guys, there's definitely some spiritual people in here. This is what we're all been told is called selenite. It's not. It's actually called ulexite. And it's been marketed as selenite, but it's not actually selenite. You know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to go run and grab a piece of selenite that's by my bed, because I feel very called to make sure that your bed space and your physical body is protected this month. I feel like you have a very strong spiritual team, or you have a lot of ancestral karma that needs to be worked through, and it happens in the dream field. And what I need to happen for pile 2 is have a definitive distinction between your energy and something else. This is such a random message that's coming through, but it's like the most important one. It's the only one my guides are really showing me right now. Just give me a second. Okay, you guys, so I told you I was going to show you the difference. So this is selenite. We usually think that's selenite. It's not. This is selenite. And I know, I'm a little proud, you guys. I have the most beautiful piece of golden fishtail selenite. I am absolutely obsessed. Its hardness is a 2, so if you barely touch it with your nail and it scratches. So I'm hearing that there are some very spiritual people in this reading. There are people in this reading who have spiritual gifts. That's probably why I really felt drawn to your energy. I would not be surprised if you had heavy Uranus placements or if you were an air sign, especially Gemini or Aquarius. I'm picking up on an Aquarius in here. So, it's super important, you guys, to surround yourself with real, genuine selenite. It should be clear like this. Mine has this little bit of gold in it. Okay, a phantom. Interesting. Yeah, phantom, spirit, ghosts. That's just so interesting. And because I'm asking about career, I just find that so fascinating. Something so interesting. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of it. But protect yourself, you guys. It's really important that you make the moves to protect yourself, okay? So I'm hearing that some of you could benefit from cloaking yourself as well. Some of you just, are a little bit too open to spirit and don't know what it sounds like to communicate with them. And so you don't think that you're that spiritual or that you're not a medium, but it's rather the fact that you just need to kind of learn what it is to speak with spirit and to communicate with your spirit guides. Earth is a difficult place to be in. And so it is not that we come here and we're supposed to fend for ourselves as well as have to go through the veil of forgetting. That would be too difficult of a mission to the point where it'd be useless to send people to incarnate into Earth in order to help them raise the vibration so that Earth can experience a little bit more peace and a golden period. And so it is that we come here with a huge spiritual team. And that's what I was hearing, you guys. I was like, you guys definitely have a spiritual team. And I just heard our little kitten over there meow. I must sound so crazy to you guys sometimes. I don't really care anymore, though. Our black cat gave birth to one little kitten. And she just mewed. So that was a confirmation. Definitely something spiritual, something witchy going on here. Can I just, Sisterhood of the Rose. Oh my God, shut up. Beauty and devotion. Beauty. Devotion. Diligence. Priestess. Mystic. Teacher. Okay, this is my Master of Arts card, which to me talks about teaching as well. And what I'm getting is that we're building our intuition. I haven't done a reading completely designated just for someone who wants to be working in a spiritual profession, but this is what it feels like. If you guys have been called to work with spirituality, to work with cutting ancestral ties, crossing people over, speaking to the dead, just giving psychic readings, being a psychic advisor. This is the main message that I'm getting, and I'm not really pushing it away. Usually, I'm just like, okay, let's give general advice. It's just a general reading, but I'm picking up on a strong vibe that you guys are working to build your spiritual career. And if this is not you, but you feel very called to build one, that's a strong green light from your spirit team. If you've been wanting to book a psychic reading, I could see that with, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher here. Show up every single day. Put in the effort to make your body healthy as well. It's really important that your body is a very clean channel if you're going to do this type of work. So it's really important that you're exercising. Oh my God, there's the kitten again. I hope you guys couldn't hear that. The mommy cat is just, sometimes she's a little rough with him, but it's okay. He's just a single kitten. He doesn't have any brothers and sisters to teach him. Yeah, that's exactly the energy that I'm getting, you guys. It's the fact that you guys have this ability, but you just have never been taught what it looks like. And everything that you see on TV is just very, very perverted, right? Psychic work, it's not instantaneous. You can't just ask a question and get the answer. It's often enshrouded in mystery and metaphor as well. And it's also much easier than you think to get in contact with your guides once you develop the initial connection. Some of you have been humming and hawing about this decision to pursue something psychically, spiritual. There's all sorts of different things you can be. Some of you don't believe that you can make money in this career. You absolutely can. You can do anything from clearing land to becoming a shaman to just being a psychic advisor, doing tarot card readings, anything along these lines. Now, let me just pull back a little bit, go back to the beginning. There might be one or two people in here who aren't necessarily interested in this kind of work, so let me just read these cards for you guys. Definitely letting something go in order to bring something much bigger in, okay? You could have been working on this for a very long time to build it, right? And this decision, whether or not to pursue it, has been causing so much anxiety. It's actually creeping into the realm of dreams, okay? And some of you, I'm hearing that your dreams haven't been as clear lately. So again, there's that big emphasis on making sure that we put focus on our health, our body, the water we drink, drinking enough water, making sure. I'm hearing electrolytes for some reason. Be careful, you guys. Make sure that you're getting enough electrolytes. You're not diluting yourself with too much water. As a message coming through. I'm not a doctor, but my boyfriend is. I have to say that because of YouTube. So, I am like, this is you guys too. You are very... Sometimes I'm going to describe something and I feel like it's you too. I will leave kind of slight comments on spiritual posts that I feel like are going too far in a direction that I'm like, come on, let's bring this back to a little bit more practicalness. I feel like that's you guys too. Like to play a little bit, play with words, play with structures to bring them down. This very lighthearted energy is you. Next to this death card though, next to something occult, something very mysterious about you guys. I know this is like super general. I'm betting that a lot of people chose pile 2. Okay, so very cool though. Very interested in these messages. I like the straightforward one as well. And what I'm going to do is move forward. I want to take a look at romance. Okay, pile 2. So let's draw these romance cards on camera. Spirit, I want to know, this is for the next 30 days. Is there a relationship that we can talk a little bit about? Am I seeing a relationship for pile 2? This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay. This wedding card, you guys, it could be literal for some of you, but I'm hearing that it's not at all, okay? It to me just talks about a union, okay? What I'm feeling like is that there definitely is, okay, but the emphasis is on the word could, okay? Because it could be the one, but you don't know yet. Because there's all the element of the mind, right? You had the 2 of swords and the 9 of swords, and you have this clearly decide what you want card, so you don't know what you want right now. That's not a bad place to be, you know? That was a message again. Decide to be confused. There is a lot of power in that. And I almost don't want to explain it because I want you guys to figure that out for yourself. Decide to be confused. It frees up so much energy. So there's definitely someone that you guys are thinking about right now. Let's get a little bit more about them. I'm going to move these cards pretty far up. Okay, so Spirit, for pile 2, please, they definitely have someone on their mind, or they've definitely met a really significant person. And there's either romance still there, or there's words that still need to be said. Some of pile 2, they don't really know what they want. They just very much want a connection. Some of them don't even know if they want to be married, but they want a partner. Can I have a little bit? Without communication, there is no relationship. Yikes, Spirit coming in with a piping hot tea. Okay, so if you don't reach out to them, you know, you can't have a relationship. If you don't have communication, there is no relationship. For others of you, this could just have to do with having a heart-to-heart with your partner. For those of you who are already in relationships, if you want it to go to the next level, right, I'm looking at wedding. So maybe you guys aren't even in a relationship yet, like officially. It's kind of like no strings attached. Well, you have to sort of reveal what you want. Clearly decide what you want, okay? That's what I'm getting. Dark eyes. This person could have dark eyes. Very mysterious though, but that's you guys as well. Better by myself. Yeah. You guys are so capable of being by yourself. You are so funny. And not in a humorous way. You're just funny to me. There's probably, I don't know what this is. I'm picking up on someone very strongly. So there must be someone who's very spiritual in here. Please do me a favor. Leave a comment below if you already work as a psychic advisor. I just find your energy so hilarious to me. Because I sense your sort of like annoyance with being here on Earth at this time. And it's very funny to me and it's very refreshing. So you could absolutely be better by yourself. So interested in one night stands or just flings or friends with benefits, Not really sure if you want anything more. I think it's just continue that. Because you're not going to know. I just heard the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And so until you figure out something, until you voice what you want, you're not going to know. So, for some of you, this is the energy of saying yes to this person and saying, you know what, let's make it official and see what that looks like for a little while. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. For others of you, I'm hearing it's like, try not to make this decision right now because I'm hearing it's just going to give you more confusion about this person. And just allow it to be light. The people in here, the collective in here, Spirit, who I seem to be picking up on the strongest, not necessarily knowing what they want, but definitely interested in romance. Can you show me first? Show me what it would look like to settle down with this partner. Maybe not forever. But to go to the next level, what would that look like? Ebb and flow. That is so friggin' funny. Okay? That is so friggin' funny. Okay, so it's literally energy of kind of being like not necessarily needing to be tied down, not needing that necessarily, but could, like it for a little while. Ebb and flow. Okay, so a significant message comes with this card, and it originated from my vocal coach, Cassie Coleman from Madison, Wisconsin. She told me, and it was so significant to me, relationships ebb and flow. Not always are you going to feel the most incredible connection, but that's okay because we're people, we're humans. We're subjected to all sorts of different energy. Our own bodies take energy differently. And so based on what's going on in the planets or what happened in your day and based on your chemical makeup and structure, that's going to be different to people. So don't hold people to unrealistic standards and expectations. And just be with the person when energy feels supported. And then take time to be by yourself when you feel like you need time by yourself. I want to take a look, Spirit, at what would it look like if this person just, kept their distance and didn't want to hook up or make things official. Just kept things loosey-goosey. Childhood with innocence. Yeah, God, you guys are so evolved. Ouch. You are... 2 seconds, you guys. Speaking of childhood innocence, what is more innocent than this squirmy little kitten? What are you thinking? What you thinking, little squirm? I feel like you guys needed this little kitten to brighten your day. Okay, now please stop bothering me. I think that you guys could have been hurt in the past is what's coming through. But you've also just moved on from it. I don't sense that it's something that bothers you anymore. I don't sense that it takes from you anymore either. I also sense that I'm kind of at the end of these messages. And it felt either very specific, and it's either one or the other. There's either like 2 people in this reading and it was just for you, or there's like too many and that's why the information sounds a little vague. You know what I want to do? Let's grab one more card. This is for pile 2, please. Just something about, over the next 30 days relationship. Dare I say star-crossed? Yeah, there's a massive split in this reading. There's definitely a connection. Okay, there's definitely a person here. For some of you, You already know who they are. You have the wedding card. I would say decide what you want very clearly and make that move, right? Communicate what your desire is. High Priestess. Ha ha ha. I knew you guys were psychic. Okay. And I put her right over the ebb and flow of the water. You guys have a massive amount of intuition. Trust your intuition on this one. Okay. For romance over the next... I just heard Dancing with My Ghost. It might be by Sasha Sloan. You might look that up. Okay. But I'm also hearing there's an air of mystery here. Okay. There's definitely supposed to be this air of mystery because we want you guys, the card that's the most significant on the table, is clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay? What do you want? You might need to take a step back in order to figure that out, and that's totally okay. But you know, the answer is inside. That's what the High Priestess says. The answer lies within. And so if you don't know what you want, but you have someone on your mind, but you haven't made a move, you can't do anything with that, right? There's not enough to do anything. If there's no communication, there's no relationship. So clearly decide what you want. If you want to let them go, let them go. It opens you up to experience something else. If you want to make a move, dare I say star-crossed. Does this person have dark eyes? I think that there is definitely an invitation here to move forward with that individual. And I know I said that, this was kind of like the messages I was getting. This is like the romance messages. I didn't do this with the other piles, but what I really want to do is kind of draw an animal spirit guide. Just because I feel like your reading was just different. I didn't hate it, just different. I kind of want to just pull an animal spirit guide. This is for the next 30 days. This animal spirit guide really wants to work with pile 2. The bat. Oh my god, rebirth. Wow. You guys are going through a glow up, but the bat is so mystical too. It talks about the dark, you guys. And you had the High Priestess. Curiously, one of the very first cards that came out was this lake and stillness. All of that water, and it looks to me like a mirror, like a scrying mirror. And so it feels like there's a message in your intuition. There's some message you guys want to bring to the light, fully capable of, as long as you can get quiet, you renegades. But you guys, no wonder I picked up on that Scorpio energy. You guys can be reborn again and again and again. Shed my skin, do it all again, is what I just heard. So you guys can change who you are. You can change your stripes, your spots. You guys are going to go through multiple rebirths in this lifetime. Rebirth, shaman. I knew there could be a shaman in here. There's someone with exceptional healing abilities. Water to me talks about an energy healer as well. So, take that advice, the career lens that we took a look at. If that's something you've been pulled towards, I might pursue that if I were you. Rebirth. You guys are going through some rebirth, some glow up, and I don't say that to every pile, but you guys do have that. You had the Taurus bombshell is picking up on a glow up as well. Definitely a departure from something into something else. It feels like discarding the old you, embracing the new you, because you guys did have that message of acclimating a little bit to a new energy, a new way of being. Bat. So cute. I think bats are adorable, you guys. Witchy. A little bit witchy, too. A little bit hocus pocus going on here. Okay, so you guys, those seem to be all the messages. Oh, sorry about the spit bubble. Those are all the messages that I'm getting for my lovely pile 2s, and I really hope you enjoyed your reading. This was the next 30 days. Like this video, please. If you've made it this far, it really helps my channel grow. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and no matter where you are in the world, day or night, until next time, stay divine. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. Very excited to take a look at the next 30 days. We're going to do an overview and then kind of let that guide the next couple of lenses that we do. But first, what I really want to do is just, figure out who I'm talking to. I want to know who's Pile 3. So we're going to draw 3 of these little tiny messages. Alrighties, first one, summer. And a ding, a lightness to you guys. Mix it up, and then this one popped out. go. Curious. All right, so you guys definitely have a little bit of a go-getter energy, but also it's a good mix. That's what I'm hearing, right? There's this mix between summer and go. Summer, I'm reading more as like I'm seeing the Empress for some reason. And, the Empress kind of contrasted against the Emperor. And so you guys have a really good balance of masculine and feminine energy to you. Summer, yeah, there's just something very kind of flowery about you. Not in like a, I don't know what I really meant by flowery. I'm just really seeing Empress vibes. That's what's coming through. Just Empress. And there could be something to do with like changing routines, okay? Especially something that you maybe experimented with this summer. There's like some shift, right? We kind of like want to transition our energy from the summer into the fall is what's coming through. Kind of keeping your lightness though. There's something about you guys. It's like there's a measure of sweetness to you. I'm just seeing like a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. So there's something about you guys and how you're like moving through your life right now, how you're operating. I feel like it has to do with your routines, but there's something that you're doing that is adding kind of like a sweetness to it. And we want to keep that, but there's definitely kind of like, how can we shake it up? How can we shift it? Yeah, not shake it up so much. It's like shift it. I see you guys evolving somehow in your life. And it could be, it does feel like your routines. There's something that's taking on a better shape, right? Like I'm seeing you guys over the summer. You were like collecting sand and mud and water to make clay. And you spent all summer really kind of like shaping this ball of clay. Now we kind of want to take what you made and like, I don't know, maybe make a little pinch pot or shape something else. We just kind of want to take that clay and change it into something is how this is coming through. So cool. All right, so now I'm going to take a look at a general overview, kind of like just the overarching energy for the next 30 days. All right, pile 3. So this is kind of like overarching energy, and I think it's pretty cool because it's a little complex, and what I can see is a really good balance. Again, that's what I was picking up in your energy. I definitely felt this kind of like lightness to you guys, definitely kind of like summery gold kind of energy. But if you look over here, we have Chiron with healing. And so there's definitely kind of like this balancing act going on. And I didn't draw 2 astro cards for the other piles, but this Quincex definitely wanted to come out. And it's making me very curious about you guys. I like to sometimes just throw in a random deck. And so I pulled from this kind of like romance deck of mine that I made. And out came Dark Colored Car. It feels like this is a puzzle in and of itself. And I'm picking up on puzzle here in Quincex. It's very, very curious to me. And what I'm getting from Dark Colored Car, you could have a dark colored car, but I'm hearing Getaway Car by Taylor Swift. And what is it? It's like nothing good starts in a getaway car or something like that. I feel like there is a little bit of something that's under the surface. And what needs to happen is it to be extracted. You guys, you know what I'm being shown right now? It's, those kind of funny things you can buy that I have no clue how to describe this. I just know it's, oh my God, it's going to sound so gross. And what I'm seeing is not this, but I'm trying to describe it to you. You can like get fake skin and like get the pores clean. I'm seeing that with a cactus, and it's like what sticks out from cactus is this tiny little stem, and if you pull it out, it's like a fat fruit. Like it's usually like bright pink, and it's really cool. You would never expect it to be down there though, because all that shows up is like the teeniest, thinnest little stem. It just looks like a part of the cactus, and you just take a pair of pliers to it, and the fruit can be like as long as my pinky is right here. That's what I feel like is going on. I feel like you guys are great. They're great energy, but there is something that is just poking through the surface right now that we want to just get rid of because it's preventing you from shining at your actual brightness. This is a curious message. What I'm hearing is that right now you guys are shining, right? You have that summery energy. I felt the Empress vibes. I just saw the word glow. So right now you guys are definitely good. There's no worries, but interestingly, and I just saw the Star tarot card, it's like you're shining, you're radiating, but it's almost like if you could just recognize this little thing that's still in there that needs to be pulled out, suddenly you would like glow, like even more so. There's some little something in you that we need to get rid of, okay? I'm going to read these words here because this healing is going to look a little bit different to everyone. And I just want you guys, I'm hearing that one of these is going to really hit for you, and I want you to hold on to that more than my own divination. What I'm picking up on is kind of like this idea of shame, right? Or self-doubt. So let me just read these though. Healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. So what I'm getting from this is that there's that tiny little stem that's at the surface right now. We got to grab a hold on to it and just pluck this out of us. Because there's something that's kind of, you're there. You're definitely there. I'm feeling like you guys are in the energy of like the world. Okay, so assimilating into a new way of being, kind of just in a good place in your life. Nothing really to worry about at all. But there's something that's there. It's complex though. Right? There's definitely something that's very complex going on here. And it's very curious because if you could just identify what this is and digest it, you're going to start having an even better flow of energy. So I'm seeing like a hose and it's like turned on to like, like 3/4 power. And that's incredible. You've been, and I'm seeing that as like kind of like a psychic energy coming through. You're like your intuition. But it's almost like you didn't even know that the hose could go full power, like 4/4 power. And it's like that tiny little grit that's stopping the trigger on the hose from, moving past the 3/4 mark all the way to full. And there's that tiny little grain of sand there that we need to move away. Because I feel like you've been covering it in a lacquer and turning it into a pearl, but you don't need to hold on to it. It was not supposed to be there in the first place. I'm just seeing you like cutting that away, getting rid of it. You don't need to hold on to it. And what I think is coming through is generational. It's something generational. It's something to do with something that was taught to you as a child because it was taught to their parents and their parents before that, or society at large kind of ingrained this into you. I think it has to do with your character a bit. I think it has to do with shame and guilt. And those are low vibrational energies. Got to get rid of them. Got to shake it off because your body can't hold on to that vibration without suffering to some degree. And so guilt and shame, let that be a red flag to initiate some sort of deep dive, but don't let that be something you hold on to because your body, this is esoteric in belief, your body can't hold on to a vibration that low without suffering. And so you don't need to hold on to it at all because it is certainly a choice to hold on to this. There's something that's kind of mysterious. We don't want it to build over time. We don't want to, it's like, how I saw the grain of sand preventing the hose from opening all the way? And then I saw you covering the sand in lacquer like a clam and turning it into a pearl. It's something along the lines of, it's like you think that holding on to it is funny. Right? You kind of, I'm hearing like, and it's not going to be this in depth for everyone, but it's like, I'm so stupid, right? That's such a bad thing to say to yourself, right? oh, I'm not creative. Like, that's why I do it this way. Something like that. And that's like not your voice, is what I'm hearing. That grain of sand was never supposed to be there. Someone planted that. I feel like it comes from your generational line, but it might not. It could just be from society at large. But you don't need to hold on to that kind of feeling of like, I have to be a little bit goofy because if I look too perfect, then people are going to think I'm some certain way. Absolutely not. If you want to be beautiful and you want to look perfect, be that. Without having this fear that someone else is going to tear you down for thinking that you're all that or something like this. It's also that energy of like, I'm stupid. Like, that's just why I can't do this. I just, it's not a part of my makeup. No. Humans are incredibly, incredibly advanced. We're incredibly advanced. We're the only species who has access to emotion and spiritual gifts, which makes us the most powerful. We just are ignorant to it at this time and space. And so you have the ability to heal and become anything. Okay? It's a matter of identifying the missing link, the puzzle piece, or what's simply under the surface and, just outside of our perception. Because you guys, you're meant to just glow very brightly. But it's almost like it's a popular technique right now to smear Vaseline on a camera lens to take photographs, and it makes a really cool photo because it kind of blurs out and makes the highlights glow. It looks very cool, very vintage. But you're meant to glow naturally. Right? You don't need to put Vaseline on the lens to give you a false sense of glowing. And glowing is going to be different to everyone. It could be your intelligence, it could be your beauty, and anything in between. But I'm seeing that added Vaseline, it's a fun technique, It's fun to sort of like joke and, try to take a couple jewels off your crown so it's a little bit lighter for someone else to carry. Absolutely not. You're supposed to hold your chin high. If not, the crown falls, okay? You're not meant to be anything less than incredibly brilliant in this lifetime, pile 3. There's something very, very cool about your energy. It's easy to link up with you, so I think that you guys are highly connected spiritually. So try not to let this kind of falseness be what you project from or use as camouflage. You're allowed to be smart and vocal and pretty and spiritual and weird and a fitness freak. I use the word freak lovingly. Try not to dissect that too much. Okay, so it's like we don't want you to bevel off your edges. Okay, and I know this is supposed to be general energy, but I got to work with the message that comes through. And apparently this is much more important from Spirit's perspective than my own little lens of generalness. Okay, so I'm very, very interested in you guys, okay? Because this little tiny thing, we got to get rid of, that tiny layer of Vaseline on the lens, the lacquer we keep covering this grain of sand with. It's kind of like the princess and the pea is what I'm seeing, right? And we want you guys to, have a very good night's sleep, or we don't want you to have a little thorn in your side that always holds you back a tiny bit. Because what I'm seeing right now is like a reflection, like a twinkling light. When the light catches you just right, and it kind of like gives a starburst effect. I don't know if you guys are into photography. That's what I'm seeing though. It's when glint. I'm hearing the word glint. Okay? And I'm also hearing another Taylor Swift lyric. Don't you worry your pretty little mind. People throw rocks at things that shine. Wow. Spirit is on board today with this reading. Thank you, Spirit. I'm just getting a lot recently. Cool. Sorry, I'm being a little bit selfish right now by stepping outside of this reading for a moment. But that was what I'm seeing. And it's like you can't get that glint off you, that sparkle, if you're holding on to that something, that guilt, that shame, that self-doubt, generational trauma, inherited issues, kind of like feeling shameful for being so spiritual is also coming through. And it's like that fogs the glass. And so when the light does hit you, it's like you can't actually sparkle like you're supposed to in this incarnation. And I feel like that's kind of, what happens in the world, whether that's an agenda by, negative entities or just a reality of being on this earth at this place and time. But you're not supposed to suffer from that lack of shine. You're actually supposed to be incredibly bright. And you're supposed to shine brilliantly and glint. It's supposed to sparkle when the light hits you. You're not just supposed to be glowing. You're supposed to radiate. Okay, because you guys have this dance energy and there's some complexity about you. And so you're very sensitive, which means that you can sometimes have your edges worn by being a product of living in the world. And you got to make sure that you can hold on to those edges, because when the light hits you, it's going to sparkle, and you're meant to sparkle. You're definitely meant to sparkle. I just see a lot of glinting. Okay? It's very interesting. I'm speaking in metaphors because that's what I get, and I hope that you guys are reading through these lines. So what I want to do is just, the last couple of readings I did career and love, and I love those two lenses. I feel like I'm going to go in a spiritual lens for you. I also feel like the main message came out, so let's just, we'll see. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay, you guys, so I just pulled a couple animal spirit guides for you. Wild Boar talks about confrontation, and I was going to work with that, but then, I get called to reach into the middle of the deck, and I pulled out the mouse, which is a messenger of scrutiny. And I thought that was how apt. So it's a little bit of an iteration of the message that we were just going after, and I like to see this because it's a synchronicity, which is a confirmation. So confronting the tiny details, right? The mouse is scrutinize, the wild boar is confrontation. And so it feels like this message of complexity is coming back through, which to me says you guys really have to use your discernment to figure out what I'm talking about, because it feels like a very, very pivotal and powerful message if you can understand it, if you can apply it as well. It's going to be something different for everyone, okay? Now, confronting this minor detail, that tiny little stem out of the cactus that's sticking out, right? Or the little film layer of Vaseline, okay? Or the tiny, but cumulative lacquer that goes over that grain of sand to turn it into a pearl. We definitely want to identify what this tiny thing is, whether it's like before you start something, you kind of talk yourself down a little bit, and so that you never talk yourself up, and so you never experience kind of what it feels like to launch yourself into something from a positive place instead of just coming at it from a neutral place. I'm being shown when I'm in the gym and I'm working out and I'm trying to let the music buoy me and lift me through a set. Sometimes, it usually, always works. Can always do the set. But, and I've experimented lately, when I go to pick up the weights, I sometimes will say, okay, let's do it. And I will be in a different energy completely. Instead of just like reaching down, grabbing the weight, sitting down, doing the bench press, and just, being kind of a little bit on autopilot, I will, grab them and just feel like, yes, like, let's do this. And I pull them up with so much more ease, and I get through the set so much more easily. And so it's that very complex, slight message that's coming through. It's like, try to build yourself up instead of being complacent. Try to recognize the strength you have and whatever quality this is that I seem to be talking to you about. You came here for a very important message, this message. And it's like, try to sort of experiment with, or just change completely. Yeah, we were talking about a routine in the beginning, right? There's that, I just got to repeat myself until it comes through in a different lens. Instead of just like going through the motion of completing the task, amp yourself up. Instead of talking yourself down, because I think that sometimes you guys talk yourself down, or you come at it from a very complacent point of view, and we don't want that. We kind of want you to attack it, with confidence. There's something about, like, for example, you are going to practice singing, and you're like, okay, I'm going to practice singing today. It's just another day. I can't get perfect overnight, so we'll just see what happens. That's such... it's a neutral energy, but that doesn't give you the capacity that you have as a soul to do actual perfectness, right? Try not to be scared of the word perfect in this reading. Sorry guys, I keep sniffling. I don't know what's going on. But it's I'm seeing you guys instead being like, yes, I'm going to put some music on first. I'm going to get in the right mood. I'm going to have some apple juice because it's really good for my vocal folds. And I'm going to start with an easy song because I know it's going to grease the wheels to help me reach for higher notes or lower notes, you know? It's that lens, you know, right? Taking that ball of clay and turning it into something else. You set up the routine already. That's great. But now you kind of need to use the extent of your abilities as a soul, right? We don't want you going through life because, yeah, remember how I said everything is good right now? I don't really see anything that we need to focus on in your energy right now. But it's almost like we need you to turn the ignition on so that you can start kind of dazzling people, right? I'm seeing you just like walking by and just dazzling people. You're not showboating. You're not doing anything to prove yourself. It's that you're actually just utilizing your full extent of your ability as a soul, right? Because you are very highly evolved. And we're just on Earth, you know, for this incarnation. We each have a different mission. Okay, so it's really easy to forget about the fact that we go on to something so much better. I don't know what your belief system is, okay, but maybe just work with that concept. Okay, we go on to something way better and have access to the full extent of our faculties and capacities. And we forget about them a little bit because they're underdeveloped in this lifetime. Yeah, that's coming through. Okay, so you know, you guys, it feels like this is your message. Okay, this really feels like your message. I will draw one final card. I'm trying not to end so abruptly. I love to end abruptly when the channel's closed, it's, you know, done. I don't feel done, but I also know that this reading is plenty long enough. So I'm going to draw out, let this be the final card. This is for pile 3 spirit. Maybe something else. Grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay. Yeah. Talks to me about kind of the more evolved aspect of your soul. Okay. A reminder that you are here to lay a foundation, but also to build upon what has already been built. So you don't have to repeat the trauma of your past generations, anyone in your family that had come before you. You're here to be in a much higher vibration because that's the next aspect, right? I'm hearing that the people who came before you in your line were more so doing the foundational work. But they laid the foundation so that your aspect of existence can come here and dance, right? I'm seeing you not being able to dance on mud just because it kind of squelches and sucks you down and gets your feet kind of stuck. And so your ancestors came here first, okay? And now there's not mud, but soft sand that you can dance on. Or something harder like a wood floor, okay? Work with me. But I'm seeing you guys being able to dance. That's what you're supposed to do in this lifetime. That's what I interpret as sparkle, okay, you guys? There's definitely something you need to let go of. Perhaps your parents had it hard or their parents had it really hard. You don't need to hold on to that if you don't have it hard, okay? You're supposed to have a lightness to you. We want to, really buff that out. We want to take something that's kind of dull copper and beautiful though, love copper pieces, but we want to buff it so it shines, right? So when the light hits you, you sparkle, pile 3. You're here to sparkle. You're not just here to sort of do a good job and, it's exactly the energy that I'm seeing. It's really hard to describe though. And, feeling like, oh, thank you. Like, yeah, I did a good dance. I love that supporting role. No, you're here to be the prima donna. You're literally here to be on center stage. You're supposed to be the prima donna. You're supposed to be radiant. You're supposed to allow all your gifts just to exude and spread across. You're a gift to your community and everyone in your life, pile 3. Wow, I loved your message. Did not know that this was going to come through. Very cool. I know this is a message about the next 30 days, but, I always try to put a lens on, but ultimately it's not up to me. It's what I'm shown. So this is what I was shown, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really liked your reading. If you did, or if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. It really helps my channel grow, but it also helps other people find these messages too. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine. Hey, Pile 4, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. We're going to take a look at the next 30 days. Before we do, I kind of want to figure out who I'm talking to, right? I want to know who is Pile 4. So let me grab 3 of these. The first one out, Mission Possible. Ooh, very cool. You guys are very resourceful. Build it. After I literally just said you guys are very resourceful. Okay, let's get one more. Rain. Ooh. You guys, and this one's sticking out to me too for some reason, a dose of sunshine. You guys know how to make shit grow, make it happen. You guys are like rain to the desert. You guys are so cool. Oh, I can feel your energy now. There's something about you that's very kind of enriching is the word that's coming through. You can bring life to the desert, right? You're here. I feel like you guys have a little bit of a double mission. I'm seeing the word window, and I'm seeing you and the letter U, interestingly. So what makes, I said a double mission. I'm seeing you and window. Window, what is a U and a W? A W is a double U. So I feel like you guys have a double mission, right? I'm just seeing you. It's not really creepy. I just see you peering down from heaven, and you're like, I can do this and I can do that. You just have this capacity to you. There's something about you that you're like very well aware of what you're meant to do or how you're meant to be, or you have a developed sense of purpose, but you don't have an overdeveloped sense of drive, which means you can access this ability. You have like lifetimes of experience. I'm hearing it might not be lifetimes of experience on Earth, but you have lots of experience, have been through a lot, seen a lot, and you have a really developed but cool toolbox, right, to access or to reach into. I'm seeing like this really like far out bedazzled toolbox. So like you're very ingenious, right? You're very ingenious, intuitive, resourceful, thinks outside the box, mission possible. Very, very cool, you guys. You're here to like sprinkle your intelligence in whatever sector or arena that you find yourself in. I feel like you're very healing to people, very uplifting to people. There's something very nourishing about your energy, but it is your intelligence that enriches Earth at this time. I think it's one of your missions is to enrich humanity, is how this is coming through. You're just like, you have this this quality to you. You're like a trendsetter. Some of you are like a trendsetter. You just like know how to do SHIT. Like you can just get SHIT done. I don't know what this is. It's very cool. You're very capable. I'm seeing you being dropped in the middle of the wilderness and knowing how to survive. That might not be you. It's the energy though. Like you would know how to build a shelter, how to make a fire, how to catch something to eat. You came here with lots. Do you know that, Pile 4? You came here with lots. There's like this muchness to you. You got a lot of much going on. I don't know what this is. Very cool though. Definitely advanced souls that I seem to be speaking to here in Pile 4. And a humbleness too. But not something that you don't dull your own shine. I'm just seeing you being very... it's like anything could be thrown at you and you know what to do, right? I just heard as long as it wasn't a math problem. I don't know why that came through. Anything, like one of your special abilities is you're a problem solver. Like I would not be surprised if you knew of your developed intuition. You can sense what ails someone. I'm not necessarily sensing like an energy healer. You very well could be. But it's like, what psychologically is planted in them that needs to be uprooted to free them. Yeah, there's some really developed... I'm getting Pleiadian vibes from you guys. I would not be surprised to see some star seeds raise their hands in this collective for pile 4. So cool. Yeah, something about like, it's interesting. I just saw you guys bring fire to humanity. Was that Prometheus? Right? Yeah, you really guys know. You really know how to deliver. Oh my god, I'm being such a dork right now. You know, Prometheus, he had his liver taken out repeatedly. Sorry, but seriously, you guys know how to deliver. You know how to build things. You know how to solve problems. You know how to visualize. You're very creative. Creativity is something that you don't necessarily, you don't think about. You just do. You just know things. You have claircognizance, sure, some of you, but it's more than that. You've held on to knowledge you've gained through lifetimes, and I'm seeing that really cool toolbox again. It's like got all sorts of things on the outside. You have kind of selected your set of experiences from a very wise perspective. There's something about like you've just like you chose things is what I'm being shown. You've like chose what to build off. Yeah, eclectic. You have a very eclectic set of experiences, but also your taste as well. You're definitely not someone who can be put inside a box. You definitely think outside the box. And you are someone who feels very attracted to the concept of cross-pollination. So doing one thing and seeing how that can bleed into something else, and how different ideas can enrich other ideas and build upon each other. It's like you have unlimited, I'm seeing the word infinite kind of connections. You can always make connections to certain things in order to solve problems. I'm seeing you able to utilize the energy of the mouse as well as the eagle. So you can scrutinize and take an eagle-eye view of something. That gives you like the in and out of anything. So cool. You guys have such an interesting energy. So what I want to do now is take a look at the overview for the next 30 days. All right, you guys. So the first thing that I want to do, I know I'm supposed to be looking at the next 30 days and, a general energy. I'm going to look at that after. I have to work with what I'm showing first. And now it just feels like I'm building on the messages that I was confirming for you in these first couple of messages that I pulled. So you guys have the card Light Eyes, Leo the Lover, and Ancestors and Generations. Yeah, I knew this about you guys, okay? Light Eyes is making me think of Pleiadians. It's also just making me think of, my icon, my avatar, I don't know, the profile picture here on YouTube. It has like the eyes whited out. Yeah, I love that concept. That's what I'm seeing. And to me, it talks about something very evolved. You guys definitely came down from a higher dimension into this dimension to bring Earth up to it. Kind of like to form, I'm seeing this daisy chain right here, like a ladder to help other people come up, to bring the planet up. It's an inside job. We've got to come down to Earth in order to bring it up, okay? Is what I'm seeing. But yeah, there's something so cool about you guys. You have self-confidence and it's infectious, right? You're definitely here to sort of bring the sparkle, right? Bring the light, okay? I'm seeing Light Eyes as being... Have you guys ever seen Atlantis? When Kira, is that her name? She, towards the end of the movie when she's getting activated by those crystals, her eyes are the most incredible, brilliant white. To me, talks about, a divine celestial being. So you guys have a strong connection with your guides, angels, and your ancestors. Some of you actually are energy healers and could take a look at that as well. So I just wanted to build upon these concepts. You have generations of knowledge that you come with you, or that have come with you, and you have just this energy about you that's just very capable, very, very capable. Now, if I could look into the next 30 days, kind of this overarching energy, what I'm picking up on first, it has to do with you, and it has to do with how you feel, and a sense of pride. You guys are going through a glow up. I'm seeing Light Eyes as glowing, a dose of sunshine, no rain, no flowers, but after the rain come the flowers, and I'm seeing roses here, okay? Some storm is passing. some murky period of your life, some shadowy period of your life, some confusion of your life, it's going away because the sun is coming out and you're here to shine now. So you have like access to your mind, a lot more clarity than you had been. Maybe you guys have been like eating something or drinking something recently that wasn't good for your body and it was like taking you down a couple notches. But now you've like regained your strength is what I'm saying. And over the next 30 days, I just see you building upon this confidence that I'm picking up on, this sense of pride that I'm picking up on, this expressiveness. So for the next 30 days, I kind of want you guys to embody this energy, right? To just really allow yourself to just glow very brightly, and just continue to allow yourself be around other people. I'm seeing like all these hands here. And to me, that talks about collaboration, but also just friendships. And it feels like you're really supposed to be out and about, right? Because you're like this gorgeous mirror ball there, okay? And we're supposed to come to... Okay, so I think you guys are experiencing your soul tribe. I think soul tribe is coming together because I'm seeing all of you guys as being represented by little pieces of this mirror. And you're supposed to come together, all of your light eyes, supposed to come together and illuminate other people, but also inspire. Because when the light hits a mirror ball and it reflects everything, and all the lights ricocheting, it's so captivating. It makes you want to dance. It makes you inspired. It makes you feel very creative. A little romantic is coming through as well. And I'm seeing all of you guys, all of you little dots. There's definitely a soul tribe coming together. Okay, so I see you guys being connected with like-minded individuals, and friendships and collaboration is a theme over the next 30 days. Now, amidst all these hands, I see this snake. Okay, and snake talks about transmutation. And so I feel like there really are energy healers here. And I think that you coming together is what's transmuting. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of important gathering. For some of you, this is family, and you joining family, some sort of like rejoining together, going to a party, and it's like there are certain family members who are on the same vibe as you, and there are others who are not. And I feel like you coming back into that place together helps uplift those family members who might not be as positive or, on a spiritual path, okay? Might be living in that fear place, that fear mentality, and you're kind of here to like uplift them. Yeah, I'm hearing... you're gonna see me roar, okay, from that Katy Perry song. And it's like, we want you to roar now. I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of a rebirth. Yeah, I'm hearing that message of glow up again, and I'm hearing that spring, I don't know what this is. It's like in like a lion, out like a lamb, okay? But it feels like you've been in this lamb period, now we're turning into the lion, because you see the lion here. I think a lion is a spirit guide of yours. You might have a white lion as your spirit guide. You guys are very compassionate people. So I see an expansion of this compassion and growing outwards. And it has something to do with like being around more people. I see you guys celebrating in the next 30 days. I see just like parties, going out there. Yeah, we're approaching Halloween, but this is a timeless reading, so we could very much be talking about Halloween parties, but something else too. We just want you to be out, right? We want you to be out because it's like you being out. Oh my God, maybe some of you are coming out of the closet is what I just heard. Good for you guys. That's a difficult thing to do. We want you to be authentic as possible, because you standing in your authenticity glows. And then that is infectious. It hits other people too around you, and it sparks their own consciousness to develop and want to search for answers. And it's like, you doing you is so inspiring. I feel like the main message Spirit keeps bringing through right now is this concept of inspiration, about you guys being kind of like I'm hearing that it's difficult for a spirit to incarnate into Earth and to remember their mission. You guys remember your mission very strongly. You know what you're supposed to do. And as a result, guides can work with you very easily. So don't try to force a conversation if you're developing a language with your spirit guides. Kind of just do what you do and allow yourself to know things. Okay, that's an interesting message coming through. Allow yourself to be and to know all the answers, because you do know them all. You know the esoteric sense, I'm seeing the high priestess. Yeah, all the answers lie within, but it's like, I'm seeing you dropped in the middle of nowhere and you having nothing in your pockets but being able to survive and actually thrive. So utilize the skill sets that you have within yourself is what I'm being shown. You have the most remarkable, unique toolbox. Reach into it. Don't be afraid to reach into it with both hands is actually what I'm seeing. And to grab fistfuls of your information and knowledge and experience and just share those with people. I'm just seeing you, kind of utilizing yourself now. Yeah, definitely getting out of this like cloudy period. And maybe not all of you were in a cloudy period, but I definitely see like the fog has lifted, the rain has definitely nourished the ground, and I'm seeing the difference or the conclusion of rain and sunshine as a rainbow. Okay, which to me talks about someone who's very spiritually advanced and developed, and I'm seeing all the chakras now. And so I feel like you're in a really good alignment. Over the next 30 days, you definitely are shining. So you have all your access to your faculties, and your chakras are all, developed but activated, and they're balanced nicely. So right now, you standing in your authenticity in this brilliant place just by being yourself, not trying to do things necessarily, it's just being in this incredible state of mind. Right now, it's very helpful to people just by being that, just by being yourself, just by knowing how to do things and being able to draw upon a wealth of experience from this life, but also past lives, but also your ancestors and many generations before you. Kind of like being able to do, right? Just be yourself over these next 30 days and kind of like take a pride in that. We want you to have kind of, and it's not ego at all, and though you do need ego in this lifetime, it's kind of like it gives you access to yourself, like a deeper access to yourself. It unlocks other abilities. When you take pride in who you are, you take pride in your appearance, you like how you talk, you like the books that you read, you love your aesthetic, you like your intelligence, you know that you're intelligent. Be in kind of this energy. That's the gist of things over the next 30 days. This Ancestors and Generations card, I kind of want to get, like one more. Can I? Let's see. What do I want to do? I didn't even use tarot in the last reading. Let's just, for pile 3. So let me just kind of feel into this for you guys. Spirit, this Ancestors and Generations card, I feel it pretty good, but I kind of feel like just like maybe like something else. Yeah, so talented, you guys. But also, literally what I was saying, this is ridiculous. This is a card of collaboration. And I'm picking up on collaboration, soul tribe as well. Very talented. This talks about acknowledgement. Okay, so what I'm picking up on is that you guys are going to be recognized for your talents. Okay, your talents, your abilities, what you do, something to do with your hands as well. I think some of your artists, creatives, take pride in your hands, pride in your appearance, something to do with it's all coming together, right? I'm seeing again that mirror ball, and it's just a sphere without those little pieces of mirrors, and I'm seeing like a collection of mirrors, a collection of little mirrors coming together to be able to create something much brighter and something more unique, something more interesting and inspiring. So a collaboration of the minds in the next 30 days is coming through, but also recognition for your talent and your abilities. You bring like rain to the planet, right? Rain, it brings life, and it, in life, is that rainbow. It's so diverse. You bring diversity as well. So this Ancestor is the generation card to be clarified by the 3 of Pentacles. Talks about you being recognized for an inherent talent of yours. You have many of them as well. Okay, so what do I want to do next? This is for pile 4. Where do I want to go? You know what? I have this Leo card, and I've kind of neglected the word lover going on. And I feel like what I want to do first, I might look at career, but first I'm going to take a look at romance. Okay, so the next 30 days, let's take a look at romance. And I'll get some career advice towards the end. It might keep it a little shorter Children, your love life is being affected by children is the first card out. But to me, this talks about the necessity to have a childlike sense of wonder. Okay, so making sure that anything in the past that perhaps didn't work out, let that roll off you like water off a duck's back. Okay, it's about innocence. Okay, and I pick this up about you guys as well. There's something about the quality of your soul that is still quite innocent. Let's have perhaps another one. Flirt. Yes. Shush. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. That's literally what I'm picking up on. So it's your lightheartedness, okay? Release your ex. And then what were you? Let go, control issues. That doesn't feel like you. Okay? It's this, though. I was literally just talking about beginner's mindset and a childlike wonder of the world. That's y'all. And this, it says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So you might have someone on your mind. I'm going to take a couple cards from this romance deck of mine as well. But it's that extension, right? We want you guys to be out and about over the next 30 days because you're radiant right now. There's something very developed about you. We don't want you to hide your light under a bushel. We want you to take pride in yourself. Pillow lips. Okay, some sensual kissing going on. I'm picking up on a connection, though. It says flirt, so this is lighthearted, okay? And it's kind of nebulous. And so what I seem to be picking up on is a crush. So if you're in a relationship, this probably isn't a message from you, but you could just still listen. It's interesting. And maybe you are in a relationship, but you have, a crush on someone at your gym. That's totally chill, too. There's absolutely no judgment here. And I feel like that might be up your alley, too, because you understand that not one person could possibly satisfy everything, right? Maybe someone here just needed to hear that message. Pillow lips. I'm seeing Cupid. I'm seeing the Cupid's bow, okay? So, and I'm hearing bow as in, what is that? B-E-A-U, like someone's bow. Probably spelled that wrong. Not a good speller, you guys. So pillow lips and Cupid's bow. You have a crush. You absolutely have a crush. Very curious about this person. Who are they? They might have glasses. Okay, but also this says don't look at them under a magnifying glass, and don't look at this connection under a magnifying glass. Let this grow organically, right? Because if you were to hold up a magnifying glass to like a plant, you could burn it, right? You could burn a hole right through it, and you don't need to do that, right? Allow the sun to hit it naturally, right? This is so cool. What else? What else about this? Younger. This person could be younger than you, but I'm also feeling that this is just a young connection in general. And I like this. So that just confirms that we're talking about a crush here. So maybe one last card. Okay, so this is for pile 4, please. This crush. Just maybe one more. Gym. I was just saying that you had like a crush on someone at the gym, or perhaps this person from the gym. Or this is, an invitation to get a new gym membership or to change gyms, or maybe even go to the gym at a different time. A different time of day to expose yourself to different people. So there's definitely a crush that we're picking up on. All these cards indicate youngness. Okay, this person could be younger than you. Indicates something young too, something that's just blossoming, right? Something at the very beginning stages. So let's take a look at this through some tarot cards. Okay, so what do I want to know? I feel like I want advice from Spirit about this. So also, I just need some more room. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to those cards. All right, Spirit, so what is your advice for this relationship? Like, what do we have to say about this? The Hermit. Very interesting. This person could be very spiritual as well. I'm picking up on it falling directly under a dose of sunshine and him holding the lantern at the ready with the starlight, okay? I'm seeing this idea of you being inside, but it's hiding your light under a bushel to do so, okay? I just heard you don't have to sacrifice yourself and your integrity, by going outside, by being around other people, by going to parties, to bars, things of this nature. You're not going to lose your touch with spirituality if you have a little bit of fun from time to time. It actually is going to help you develop your sense of self. It's going to strengthen your confidence as well. 9 is the number of success. This Hermit card, though, like, what in the world? Yeah, I thought it was positive in nature. I'm seeing a double hit on the older figure here, Ulysses, from the Odyssey. Yeah, so to me, this talks about longevity. I love to see a 9 and a 10 as well. So I'm picking up on what feels like a concept that has to do with legacy, which is interesting because that's you guys for sure. Right, we had that Generations card, definitely here with a legacy to leave behind. But it's also talking to me about some people who are in relationships right now. I would say that you might want some time apart from your partner in order to do a little bit of introspection. Okay, this is for people who are in relationships. Over the next 30 days, things seem good, right? But kind of like on the higher side of good. Very good. Things are very good over the next 30 days. Now, those who are single, and we keep talking about this crush, it feels like it has the potential to be something much bigger. Maybe like one more card, Spirit. Rainbow. Can't make this up, you guys. I can't make this up. I love to see this, you guys. And I literally just said family, legacy. Things are very good. So if you guys are in relationships, if you guys are coupled up, married, something along these lines, I love this connection for you, okay? And I'm also picking up on the fact that those of us who might be single still, there is this crush that we wanted to know about, and it feels like it's going to check a lot of boxes. There's a spiritual component. There's something about the body as well, so sensually, sexually as well, but emotionally uplifting and enriching as well. And I thought that there was someone that might want to come out of the closet, and I'm seeing this rainbow there as well, so that's interesting. But to me, it's also, we just seem to be closing our message, right? It feels like the channel is like closing a little bit, and I feel like these are all the messages I have for you guys. Just this final confirmation about embracing the relationship for what it is, but not putting it under a magnifying glass. I'm so sorry if you can see that. Or see it, yeah, see. If you can hear that dump truck outside, my goodness. So enjoy these next 30 days. My God, that is so loud and annoying. If you made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine.